Redfall was a nightmare for Xbox, Bethesda, and Arcane. It was a below-average $70 AAA release, and people were furious over the quality, and now developers who worked on the game are coming out saying that people on the internet are being pretty mean-spirited by criticizing their failure. I have a few different things to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted. And of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon or a supporter via YouTube memberships. So, there have actually been a few articles that have released on this. Redfall developers sad, confused, and disappointed after the game is openly mocked by peers. One of Redfall's developers used Twitter to express her sadness at how industry colleagues reacted to the game's release. Redfall started the year as one of the most anticipated games of 2023, with an adventure that would have a lot to please fans of titles such as Borderlands 3, Far Cry 5, and Wolfenstein Youngblood. What happened in practice, however, was a release that fell short of expectations. Now, I have had to cover Redfall a few times on the channel at this point, and this is one of the worst releases of 2023 so far. It was a game that I personally was actually pretty excited for, and then release came, and it went, and it was just a major disaster. People are so upset with the fact that they are charging $70 for a broken and buggy game. It is very disappointing that this is the state of the industry, that developers feel like they can release games that are this broken and people will still buy them. But yes, this developer is now actually pretty upset. She took to social media to make this post that has 1.5 million views, but a lot of people are not very happy with what she said. So, I did not anticipate my own peers, friends, or colleagues openly mocking and being gleeful of a difficult launch. Delighting in the failure of others, no matter how you feel towards a company, seems mean-spirited. I feel sad, confused, and disappointed. I try to keep things positive, I really do, but I am human, I have feelings. Seeing people I looked up to saying things like, they deserve this, now their resumes are tainted, what effing idiots, etc., have truthfully been the only things to bother me. Now, of course, do not go online and harass this person. Don't comment on her thread because she is receiving a lot of backlash right now. But at the same time, she is completely out of touch with how people are feeling. She is a developer on a game that was a complete ripoff in my and a lot of other people's opinions. It was a game that shouldn't have released in the state that it did. It needed like half a year more. And unfortunately, the content that was there, broken or not, wasn't enough for the price tag. People were 100%ing the game in the span of 2 to 3 days of playing it. Playing all of the content in just a weekend is absurd to think that that is what they found acceptable. And people's frustrations aren't just over this one game, but the state of the industry as a whole. Everything's releasing in unoptimized states, and people's frustration add up. And yes, it's not fair that she is receiving tons of hate, but when you're part of a project that is so broken, you're going to face backlash. It's like she just doesn't understand people online. And she's saying that I did not anticipate my peers, friends, or colleagues openly mocking and being gleeful of a difficult launch. People are allowed to have their opinion. Even if they are in the industry, they are allowed to say, wow, that was a major failure for Arcane. Wow, what was, Xbox and Bethesda thinking when they thought that, this would be a proper release? That is the issue, is that she does not understand that other people are also human and are also allowed to have their opinions. And I say this all the time, but if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. She is a developer. Do your job and don't go on social media, right? Don't make a Twitter account where people can openly mock you or make fun of you or say slightly mean things, because that's just how people on the internet are. And if you can't handle that, that's perfectly fine. But clearly you should not be online posting your opinions if you can't take the criticism. And she can't, because she locked this thread. She is not responding to anybody on this thread, and it has blown up. It's got a lot of likes and a lot of views, but at the same time, I feel like she knew that it was going to get a lot of attention just with the way that she worded this, kind of attacking other developers in the industry. It's like she kind of knew that she was going to face backlash, but you know, I understand that she feels sad and confused and disappointed. But again, she should have known that people were really upset over this title. I mean, right now, Redfall is Metacritic score has dropped below Saints Row 2022, Godfall, and No Man's Sky. And of course, No Man's Sky has done better over the years, but at the same time, there are a lot of people who did not change their reviews on something like Metacritic, but the PC version of Redfall has fallen to a 1.9 user score and a 55 critic. It is just a disgraceful game, but it says there are bombs and there are bombs, and the more reviews come in for Redfall, Arcane's vampire shooter, the more I can see that people may agree with me that this is the worst AAA release in recent memory. Unfortunately, we've seen a lot of games launch buggy and broken lately. We've had Forspoken, Wild Hearts, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and now this, and it is just not okay. Redfall's Metacritic score, which was previously hovering around the low 60s, already a very bad place to be, has now dropped below 60 as more reviews come in, and outlets have finished their reviews in progress, and Redfall is now at a 57 on Metacritic on Xbox Series X, and just a 55 on PC. That makes it the worst reviewed Xbox Series X game of 2023 so far, out of a total 31 releases. Its score put it at number 87 out of 91 PC releases this year. It is sad to see so many titles released in this state. I want what is best for the gaming industry. I want them to stop releasing games that are not worth the price tag, put out good content, make sure that it has been thoroughly tested before it releases. And I know that it is not her job to do that or to put teams on that, right? But she is part of a bigger problem because she is a developer who was on a game that released in this state. It is completely unacceptable, and this is also why people have been going after Phil Spencer and Xbox, saying he is completely out of touch with the industry. He doesn't understand how bad games are right now, and he doesn't understand how much Redfall's release actually hurt his and Xbox's reputation, and I completely agree. The more companies push out games like this, the less games are going to be purchased, because with a price raise and a quality decrease, that equals no sales, because people are going to eventually be fed up and stop supporting all of these awful releases. But yes, this developer has come out now and kind of attacked her industry colleagues. She is saying that she is sad, confused, and disappointed after the failure of the game, and just saying that it's mean-spirited to basically criticize another company. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this and of course found it important and informative, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.